Hey, Bears fans, it's been a busy couple of weeks here on Chicago Bears Now, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to publish daily videos here on this channel, so hit that big red subscribe button, and let's get to 41,000 subs before the weekend is over. Hell, let's get there before Championship Sunday is here. Less than 250 away. This should be a layup for you guys. More daily videos, news, rumors, free agency, and draft stuff coming up. Plus, on today's show, I promised you guys 10 candidates to be the next offensive coordinator in Chicago, so stay tuned for that. You're watching Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Let's break down these 10 offensive coordinator candidates that I have come up with, and some of them based on some buzz that is already out there. But, a little background information before we get into these candidates. Obviously, when it comes to the Bears offensive coordinator search, Matt Eberflus is a defensive-minded coach, so he's got to get this right. He and Ryan Poles have got to get the right offensive coordinator here. Now, a report from Albert Breer saying that he expects the Bears to take a, quote, deep look at the Shanahan coaching tree. I assume he means Kyle Shanahan, but Mike Shanahan as well could have some names going all the way back to him. And to put it simply, you got to get this right for Justin Fields and for the offense to take off, because under Matt Nagy, this offense never took off. You look at the total offense while he was here. First year, 21st in total yards per game, 29th in year 2, 26th in year 3, 28th in year 4. Like, the offense just never got better after a somewhat promising start in year 1. The points per game were nice in year 1, but part of that was that so many takeaways by the defense leading to short fields, etc., and then just fell off a cliff, right? 29th, 22nd, 26th in his last 3 seasons. The offense just did not progress under Matt Nagy, so you got to get the right guy in here and hope things can start much, much quickly. Now, I'm not saying this should be a top 5 offense next year, but it can't be 28th. That's all I know. Do you trust Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles to hire the right offensive coordinator? Type T for trust, type D for do not trust. There's reason for skepticism. It's obviously a lot harder to get the right play caller if you don't hire an offensive head coach, but let's be optimistic. Ryan Poles was clearly sold on Matt Eberflus's vision. All right, some Bears OC candidates. At number 10, I kind of do a combo. 2 guys that were on staff this past year. Bill Lazor, who is the offensive coordinator. John DeFilippo, who's the quarterback's coach and has been a play caller in the past. Don't keep either of these guys. I used to be a DeFilippo guy. I thought he was a promising name rising in the industry, and maybe he gets another chance at some point. Bill Lazor's a stiff. He's Matt Nagy 2.0, and DeFilippo could work, but I'd rather just go in a whole new direction. At number 9, Ken Dorsey, the quarterback coach with the Buffalo Bills. I would like this, but I should mention that he's probably going to get promoted in Buffalo. The expectation is that Brian Daboll will get a head coaching job, and if he does, Josh Allen really likes Ken Dorsey, and he will likely get promoted. But let's say somehow Daboll doesn't get a head coaching job, and Ken Dorsey wants to start calling plays. Maybe you go poach him from Buffalo. Just saying, could be a possibility. How about Dan Mullen? Okay, Dan Mullen, the former head coach at Florida and at Mississippi State, helped Mississippi State reach number 1 in the country when he was coaching Dak Prescott all those years ago. Always had good offenses at Florida. Things fell apart mostly on the defensive side under him. Innovative play caller. Now, I've heard he's kind of a jackass, but hey, if he can call a good offense and you're dealing with pros instead of college kids, maybe that's a good fit. There's been rumblings that he would like to jump to the NFL, so I'd interview him. I'd see if he's interested and see if he could mesh with Justin Fields. Should the Bears hire a college coach as offensive coordinator? Obviously, it would have to be someone who fits Fields' strengths. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Would you like to go down to the college level for an offensive coordinator? How about Kevin O'Connell? Kevin O'Connell, I don't think it's super likely because he's getting head coach looks, but kind of like a Ken Dorsey, even though he actually is the OC, O'Connell is. He doesn't call plays, so if he doesn't get a head coaching job, it's not like he's going to start calling plays next year. That's Sean McVay's offense. But if you want to get someone from the Sean McVay coaching tree, how about a guy who's getting head coach interviews? Minnesota's interested. Houston's interested. If those don't work out, maybe Kevin O'Connell is a candidate. Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator with Houston, sort of. It'll depend on what their new head coach ends up doing there, but he's on the Texans staff as of now. Tons of experience in the NFL, a little college experience as well. Could be a name to keep an eye on. Now, championship weekend is upon us, and I know the Bears aren't there, but two exciting matchups, and if you want to go bet on them, you can. Chiefs 7-point favorites, the over-under set at 54.5 points. Rams 3.5-point favorites, over-under of that game at 46 between San Francisco and Los Angeles. BetUS is the place to go. Go to chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code BEARDOWN. That's promo code BEARDOWN to get a 125% deposit bonus. Get started at chatsports.com/Bears. And for you new BetUS customers, we're bringing back our jersey giveaway opportunity. Create an account, deposit a minimum of $100, and place a bet for as little as $5, and then email us, jersey@chatsports.com. That's jersey@chatsports.com. Get going with BetUS, and then email us for a brand new Justin Fields jersey. One more time, chatsports.com/Bears. It's promo code BEARDOWN. That's promo code BEARDOWN. Okay, top 5 candidates. Joe Brady, who mixed feelings on him because I loved him at LSU in 2019. I do think he played an integral role with Joe Burrow and those boys. Obviously, they had a ton of talent with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, etc. I still think he can be successful, though. I don't think he had the right pieces, especially at quarterback in Carolina. I think him and Justin Fields could work together. It would be a risk because his year and a half with the Panthers did not go well, but I still think he's a name to keep in mind during this OC search. Do you think that Joe Brady deserves a second chance at being an offensive coordinator? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. On this one, let me know if you think Joe Brady deserves another shot. Number 4 we go, Mike Kafka, the quarterback's coach in Kansas City. Now, I do wonder if Mike Kafka, if this is like too close to home for you Bears fans. Like, is this too like, well, what about Matt Nagy? He was supposed to be the offensive guru from Kansas City, and he wasn't a good play caller. Well, two different guys like Matt Nagy, doesn't have the play calling experience there in Kansas City, but not everyone should be considered the same just because they coach under Andy Reid. Mike Kafka had a head coaching interview last year, I believe with Philadelphia, but I know he did interview for 1 or 2 head coaching jobs. He's a rising name in this industry. If Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job, he's likely going to get promoted in KC, so he could be an option for the Bears. Mike McDaniel, a guy that might be my personal favorite, FYI, and if you want him, type me in the comments if you're a big Mike McDaniel guy. But he's entertaining, he's fun, he's considered the run game kind of architect in Kyle Shanahan's system. He's been with Shanahan for years now, over a decade, dating back to 2005 with his dad Mike Shanahan. So he doesn't call the plays in San Francisco, so that means he could potentially be poached. The Niners would have to agree to it, I believe. I think technically they could block it, but you would think Shanny would do him a solid. But it may not come to that because McDaniel might get a head coaching job. I know the Dolphins are interested. Top 2 we go. Kevin Patullo, the passing game coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's being reported from Ian Rapoport that the Bears will likely have interest in him. He and Matt Eberflus, the Bears' new head coach, cross paths in Indianapolis for 3 years from 2018 to 2020. So keep that in mind as well when it comes to Kevin Patullo. And then number 1, I'm still going to go Jim Caldwell as my top candidate for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's a safe and solid hire. He's been a head coach multiple times with Indianapolis and with Detroit, and he's had success at both stops. He's been a play caller for a long time in this league. He's had a lot of success doing that. Sure, he's older, but that might be a benefit in this case because who's going to come poach him to be another team's head coach? Probably nobody. So he could help Matt Eberflus make that transition to being a head coach, and he could kind of just be the CEO of the offense. He could run the offense. Eberflus could be the head coach and help have input on the defense. I think it could be a win-win for Chicago. Who's your top Bears offensive coordinator candidate? Let me know in the comments section right now on this one. There's probably some names out there that I haven't even considered, but these were 10 names that came to mind when I was putting this list together. Let me know who is your top Chicago Bears OC candidate. When they hire an offensive coordinator, we'll have a video breaking it down for you guys. That's why you subscribe, youtube.com/BearsNow. When more Bears news and rumors breaks, we'll have you guys covered, so don't miss any of it here on the channel.